Welcome to Knowledge is Random. Today we shift into reverse, to the first car. Beyond highways, beyond traffic lights, beyond assembly lines and global networks, back to smoke, to gears, to engines louder than the streets they travelled. To the first time a vehicle moved without horse, without muscle, without sail. To the moment motion itself changed. For most of history, movement required life. Horses pulled carts, oxen dragged ploughs. Humans carried weight on their backs. Distance was measured in stamina. Speed was limited by breath. Then came steam. In 1769, French engineer Nicolas-Joseph Cugnot built a steam-driven carriage designed to move artillery. It worked, briefly. It was slow, unstable, and difficult to control. And in 1771, it allegedly collided with a stone wall at roughly 2 miles per hour. An event often described as the world's first motor vehicle accident. The first car, and possibly the first crash. Whether legend or fact, the message was clear. Self-propelled motion had arrived. Through the 19th century, steam vehicles appeared across Europe and America, heavy, complex, demanding constant fuel and water. They proved motion without animals was possible, but they were not yet practical for everyday life. Internal combustion would offer another path. In the early 1870s, Austrian inventor Siegfried Marcus built an experimental vehicle powered by a petroleum-based internal combustion engine. It ran, long before the history of the automobile was agreed upon. For a time, his contribution was diminished, even erased, during the nationalist regime in Germany, when historical credit was politically reshaped to favor other narratives. History, like machinery, is sometimes altered by those who control it. In 1885, German engineer Karl Benz completed something different. A lightweight vehicle designed specifically around a gasoline engine. Its name was the Benz patent motor wagon. In 1886, he patented it. 3 wheels, a compact engine, exposed mechanics. It was not merely experimental, it was commercially viable. For many historians, this is why Benz is credited with creating the first practical automobile. But the title first car depends entirely on definition. First steam vehicle, first internal combustion prototype, first workable road vehicle, first commercially viable automobile. Innovation rarely belongs to one moment or one person. Even this machine needed to prove itself. In 1888, Bertha Benz set off on the first long-distance car trip, driving roughly 106 kilometers, 66 miles, from Mannheim to Pforzheim, all without telling her husband. Along the route, she solved mechanical problems herself. She improvised repairs, and when fuel ran low, she stopped at the Stadtapotheke in Wiesloch to purchase Ligroin, a petroleum solvent normally used as a cleaning fluid. It was not gasoline as we know it today. It was chemistry repurposed for motion. That pharmacy is now remembered as the world's first filling station. It was not just a journey, it was validation, public demonstration, proof that the automobile could function beyond a workshop. Others were building similar machines at the same time. Gottlieb Daimler, Wilhelm Maybach. Across Europe and America, experimentation unfolded in parallel. Innovation was layered, not singular. For decades, steam, gasoline, and electricity competed for dominance. And for a long time, gasoline was the underdog. In 1900, in the United States, roughly 38% of cars were electric. Around 40% were steam-powered. Gasoline vehicles accounted for only about 22%. The outcome we now take for granted was not inevitable, it was contested. What made the car transformative was not merely motion, it was independence. A vehicle that could travel where roads allowed, without timetable, without tracks, without animals to feed or rest, one machine, one driver, freedom scaled to the individual. In the early 20th century, mass production would change everything. The assembly line refined manufacturing. Gasoline engines became cheaper to build and easier to refuel as infrastructure expanded. Cars became affordable, common, expected, roads expanded, cities reshaped, suburbs emerged, distance no longer dictated daily life. The car altered geography, work moved farther from home, commerce expanded outward, entire landscapes reorganized around mobility. It changed how we traveled. But more than that, it changed how we lived. Today, vehicles are quieter, smarter, electric once again, autonomous. The ghost of early electric cars has returned in new form, but all descend from exposed gears and trembling engines, from sparks in cylinders, from ideas once considered unreliable, even dangerous. Even what we call the first can shift. Earlier prototypes are debated, contributions were forgotten, some were deliberately obscured. The story depends on how we define beginnings. Science does not defend certainty, it refines it. So if this sparked something in you, follow it, read further, explore the claims surrounding Cugnot, Marcus, Benz, Daimler, Maybach, and the early electric pioneers who nearly won the race. Examine how politics, memory, and definition shape what we call first. And if you've seen or heard anything here that you believe is incomplete, debated, or even wrong, say so. Conversation sharpens understanding. After all, progress itself is built by friction. Idea against idea, layer by layer. Somewhere in forgotten workshops and archived designs, there may still be an earlier beginning waiting to be recognized. Until then, this was the first car, and this is the first, where knowledge is random, but curiosity is not. Thank you for watching. Join us next time as we explore another beginning.